So 3 space.
No.
Alright, everybody. We're going to do my 5th game of Jeopardy Deluxe Edition for the Super NES original run. So far, I have won $115,200. Let's see if I can win more. Take it on Rob and Jim. It's an all-guys game. As I try to add on to my $115,200, we're going to be dealing with these 6 categories: women in sports, name the poet, men's names, American authors, business and industry, and finally, weather. Alright, these are pretty challenging categories, but we'll give them a try. Men's names, no, American authors 100.
The answer is...
After he wrote Omu and the Whale, he published a series of Civil War poems, Battle Pieces. Published a book of Civil War poems, Battle Pieces. It was Herman Melville. Okay. American authors 200.
The answer is...
Mitla Pass, by this author of Exodus, is the story of the 1956 Sinai War. Who's Leon Uris? American authors 300.
The answer is...
He wrote 4 volumes of short stories, including Tales of the Jazz Age and All the Sad Young Men. Rob. F. Scott Fitzgerald, yep. Rob takes the lead for now. American authors 400.
The answer is...
The Education of This Man is an autobiography of a grandson and great-grandson of presidents. Jim. Henry Adams, yep. Everybody's got some cash right now. Now it's men's names 100.
The answer is...
First name of 5 presidents, 6 signers of the Declaration of Independence, and 10 men on the Mayflower. What is John? Men's names 200.
The answer is...
The Greek word for sovereign or tyrant gave us this first name of a powerful actor. What is Tyrone? And that's going to put me in the lead. 300 for men's names.
The answer is...
Palindromic name that's also a verb meaning to move up and down, like a cork in water. What's Bob? Men's names 400.
The answer is...
The 2 men's names that precede Mounds and Mary. What are Peter and Paul? Men's name's 500.
The answer is...
Tiger. Meaning he gave in Hebrew, it's the name of a patriot who gave his life for his country. What is Nathan Hale? Who's Nathan Hale? There we go. Alright, 1700. I'll take American Authors
The answer
500.
is
Author of The Ambassadors, he's also known for literary criticism like The Art of Fiction. Rob. Who is Henry James Jr. Yep. That is correct. There we go. Business and Industry 100.
The answer is
French company that's #1 in sales of sparkling mineral water in the U.S. What is Perrier? Or Perrier, however you say it. Either way, it's right. Business and Industry for 200.
the answer is
In 1988, the FAA gave this company $3.5 billion to improve the air traffic control computer system. What's IBM? Business and Industry 300.
the answer is
Companies in this industry suffered the biggest losses from 1992's Hurricane Andrew. What's insurance? Business and Industry 400.
the answer is
Pharmacist Benjamin Green started this company in 1944 after cocoa butter tanned his bald head. What is Coppertone? Business and Industry 500.
the answer is
Ultralock and Elnalock are makers of sergers, which are used in conjunction with these machines. What are sewing machines? We're going to get $3,200. I will take Name the Poet 100.
the answer is
By the shores of Gitch Gumi, by the shining big sea water, stood the wigwam of Nokomis. Jim. Oh, Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, yeah. Weather for 100.
the answer is
The National Hurricane Center is based in this Florida city. What is Miami? Weather 200.
the answer is
In 1921, Silver Lake, Colorado saw 76 inches of this fall in a 24-hour period, a world record. What is snow? Weather 300.
the answer is
This, a layer of warm air over a layer of cool, allows pollutants to build up over a city. What is a front? No. Inversion. Oh, yeah. Name the Poet 200.
the answer is
Something there's that doesn't love a wall. Rob. Robert Frost. Oh, yeah. Name the Poet 300. You got the Daily Double, and he's going to make it a true Daily Double. I know that much. When I consider how light my life is spent, ere half my days in this dark world and wide, John Milton. $2,000 for Rob. Women in Sports 100.
the answer is
7'2" Ionola Semenova is the tallest woman in this sport and probably in any other. I'm going to say what is basketball. Women in Sports 200.
The answer is
From 1961 to 79, she won 20 championships at Wimbledon, the all-time record for any tennis player. Jim doesn't know. Rob. He doesn't know either. Oh, Billie Jean King. I should have thought of that. Weather for 400.
the answer is
Nearly all weather occurs in this, the lowest layer of the atmosphere. The troposphere. I wanted to say that, but I wasn't sure enough. Name Poet 400.
the answer is
That's my last Duchess painted on the wall. Robert Browning. Name the Poet 500.
the answer is
I tear her tattered ensign down, long has it waved on high. Oliver Wendell Holmes. Women in Sports 300.
the answer is
She won Olympic gold medals in 1928, 1932, and 1936 before she began skating for 20th Century Fox. Who is Sonia Heaney? Weather 500.
the answer is
The National Weather Service is a part of this cabinet department. Commerce, yep. $400.
the answer is
In 1976, Nadia Comaneci supplanted this Soviet athlete as Golden Girl of Olympic Gymnastics. No. No. Olga Korbut. Now the last clue.
the answer is
She was the first swimmer to swim back and forth across the Lake Ontario. Naiad indeed. A naiad indeed. Diana Naiad. Okay. So at the end of the Jeopardy round, Rob is 2,400, Jim 1,500, and I have 3,600. So Jim goes first in Double Jeopardy.
here are the categories.
Categories for Double Jeopardy are going to be 16th century science, odds and ends, art, Middle Ages, tools, and finally, movies. Alright, well, we'll give it a shot. '16th Century Science 200.
The answer is
In 1557, Robert Ricord introduced this math symbol consisting of two parallel lines. What is equals? '16th Century Science 400.
The answer is
Italian P. alpine was the first European to describe this plant whose beans are brewed. What is coffee? 16th Century Science 600.
The answer is
Bartolomeo, Eustachio, and Gabriel Fallopius have this type of body part named after them. What are tubes? What is a tube, I should say? 16th Century Science 800.
The answer is
The man who brought the calendar into sync by dropping 10 days out of 1852 held this post. Pope. Odds and ends 200.
the answer is
Of AC, BC, or DC, the current you get from a battery. What's DC? Odds and ends 400.
the answer is
If one of these mammals sprays you, you can neutralize its distinctive odor with tomato juice. What's a skunk? Odds and ends for 600.
the answer is
To restore the aroma of your closet cedar blocks, rub the wood surfaces with a sheet of this. What is sandpaper? Odds and ends 800.
the answer is
Varieties of this include the sugar and Swiss chard. Oh, the beet. Oh, I don't like beets. Movies 200.
the answer is
Lucy had a ball as this musicalized auntie. Who is Mame? Movies 400.
the answer is
Near the start of this film, Sidney Greenstreet says he'd like to buy Rick's Cafe Americain. What is Casablanca? Movie 600.
the answer is
This film that won Liz Taylor an Oscar got its title from a telephone exchange. What is Cat on a Hot Tin Roof? No. Butterfield 8. Oh. Well, foop. Movies 800.
the answer is
This 1945 film begins with gunshots on a dying man's last word, Mildred. Mildred Pierce. Oh, okay. Odds and ends 1,000.
the answer is
Drying lavender and placing it inside your garments can protect against these. What are moths? '16th century science for 1,000.
The answer is.
In an erroneous work, Johann Kepler explained why there were exactly 6 of these. Planets. Oh, yeah. Tools 200.
The answer is.
Before cars came with electric starters, you started the engine by turning one of these tools. What is a crank? Tools 400.
The answer is.
Add down to this cultivating tool and you'll have a country dance party. What is a hoe? Tool 600.
The answer is.
Used as a lever, it got its name because its forked end resembles a blackbird's foot. Oh, a crowbar. Oh, okay. Middle Ages 200.
The answer is.
The Catholic clergy was supported by these payments, 1/10 of the parishioners' incomes. What is a tithe? Middle Ages 400.
The answer is.
Germany formed the core of this medieval empire. Rob. The Holy Roman Empire. Oh, okay. Art for 200.
The answer is.
World Book says its unfinished portrait of Washington is probably the best known American one. Who is Gilbert Stuart? Art 400. One of the daily doubles. 2,000. This DC museum was begun in 1937 with a donation from former Treasury Secretary Paul Mellon. What is the Smithsonian? No. Looking for the National Gallery of Art. Art for 600.
The answer is.
19th century art style of Courbet and Corot that stressed things as they actually were. Rob buzzes in. Realism. Oh, okay. Oh boy. Rob's gaining on me. Tools 800.
The answer is.
A small broom or a small kitchen tool for whipping eggs. What is a whisk? Art 800.
The answer is.
In 1933, Rockefeller CT Center destroyed this Mexican artist's mural because a figure was like Lenin. Let's say it was Pablo Picasso. Or is it Frida Kahlo? I might change my mind. Let's say it was Frida Kahlo. No. Just gotta hang in there. Diego Rivera. Oh, yeah. How many clues do we have left? We have 6 clues left. Art for 1,000.
The answer is
The Spanish Baroque artist included himself in the background of the Maids of Honor. Jim. Diego Velázquez. Alright, next clue. Movies 1,000.
the answer is
Lerner and Lowe wrote the score for this Regal movie musical about a boy from outer space. What's the Little Prince? Yeah. Tools for 1,000.
the answer is
The biggest one of these swingline products can dispense 10,000 pieces of wire without refill. What is a stapler? Middle age is 600.
the answer is
From Hans, meaning guild, this German trade league was formed in the 13th century. Oh, well, Rob does not have any idea. It's a bit of a close game right now as I'm trying to hang in there, add on to my current total. Oh, well, Jim has no idea either. I'm not going to buzz in. The Hanseatic League. Alright. 800. The other daily double. I'm going to wager just 100 on this clue. Order of religious knights named for the biblical temple in Jerusalem. I'm just going to say who are the Jesuits. No. The Knights Templar. But I didn't lose too much. Now the last clue.
the answer is
This style of architecture, named for a barbaric tribe, was later felt barbarous by Italians. Gothic. So Rob has 5,800, Jim has 5,300, I have 7,900. So it's not a runaway game, but we'll see how Final Jeopardy goes. If I can pull off a win, then good. If not, then I'll have to end this run because I've already done one redemption. The category is going to be literature. Rob would go up to 11,600, so I'll do 3,701. T.S. Eliot, not an age marsupial, wrote Old Possum's Book of These Practical Creatures. I'll say what are cats. I hope I'm right. And even if I'm not right, I still had a good run.
the Final Jeopardy answer is
Oh, cats. Oh, my run does get to continue. Let's see how everybody did. Yep. Jim got it right. He's at 8,600. Did Rob come up with cats? No! So he loses it all. But me, I go up to $126,801 in just 5 games. And I'll see you all for my next video.